In the last two videos, I talked about returning to acting unapologetically and auditing my current representation. As I started to prepare to share how I'm going to go about securing representation, how I'm choosing who to submit to, and why my list is intentionally short, I noticed something come up, like a pang of anxiety. And at first I thought it was about age, like being viable at 55. But when I sat with it longer, I realized it wasn't that. What I'm actually sitting with is the fact that I've never had the ideal theatrical agent who looked at me and said, I know exactly what to do with you, and then actually did something with that understanding. And not just keeping me in co-stars forever, but real positioning, real strategy, real momentum. I've never experienced that in a sustained way. So of course, doubt creeps in. Is it me? Is it timing? Is it the market? Is it worthiness? And then I would say age gets layered on top of that because this is an industry that's obsessed with youth and speed. So the question becomes, if no one fully executed when I was younger, why would they now? That's the thought that can freeze me, because it starts to feel like maybe I missed a window. I think for me, this has always been less about timing and more about worthiness. Actors are taught that we have to pay our dues, which quietly becomes a worthiness framework. You don't put the wagon before the horse. You earn your place. You wait your turn. And operating inside that belief, I never reached out to higher tier theatrical agents. And I'm not talking about the top 4 agents. I'm talking about the tier just below that. Instead, I consistently submitted to lower level offices that focus almost exclusively on co-stars. And I don't say that with disrespect, because those offices help me to book the work that I have booked. But the problem was no one was saying, let's elevate your career, Tawana. And when I tried to have the conversation, it was often met with fear-based logic, like, well, if we only submit you for guest stars or recurring roles, you're going to lose out on work. Which is, if you really sit with it, it's less about my ability and more about their limitation. And I'll give you a concrete example. So I once had an agent tell me in a meeting that she didn't have much clout in town, but she knew how to submit the best photos. I heard that, and I signed with her anyway. A close friend of mine met with the same agent, and when she heard that line, no clout, she passed. And that's the difference worthiness makes. So instead of asking, who will finally get me? I'm asking more useful questions. What is my lane right now? And what proof am I giving people so they can actually see it? Who are the actors, non-celebrities, who are in my lane and working regularly now? And what shows are they on? What roles are they playing? And who represents them? Those are the questions that allow me to build a strategy that doesn't rely on hope. Before I can pursue the right representation, I have to be honest about my lane. And here's what I defined thus far. I play grounded, intelligent women with authority and edge, no-nonsense truth tellers in professional worlds, dry humor, emotional restraint, warmth underneath. Once I named that clearly, everything else started to organize itself. This is what I'm doing now in real time. First, I'm identifying actors who consistently book roles in my lane, not celebrities, but working actors whose careers feel sustainable and specific. Then I'm looking at their credits, what networks show up repeatedly, what kinds of roles they do, what kind of roles they cycle through, what does working actually look like for them. And then from there, I'm noting who represents them, agents and managers. I'm not reaching out blindly. I'm studying patterns. And if I see the same agencies and managers appearing across multiple actors whose careers I respect and are similar to mine, that's what I'm paying attention to. That tells me where access actually lives. So I'm doing this differently from any other time that I've applied or submitted to agents. I'm not submitting widely. I'm submitting intentionally. And I'm also submitting to managers now, which is new for me because historically I have always avoided managers because I'm protective about my autonomy, but also I was very protective about my commercial commissions. What I want now is not control. I'm looking for insight. And I'm open to more hands-on strategic relationships with someone who understands trajectory, not just submission volume. And because that manager, the offices require more vetting. So before I take the meeting, I got to really research them and think about their clients and how long their relationships may have lasted. It's really hard to really figure those out, but I've got to go a little deeper with managers. I'm recognizing that a meeting isn't discovery. It's more about confirmation. I'll be submitting to a small group at a time. I don't need 10 yeses. I only need one good one, the right one, to say yes. And because I'm being particular about the next partnership, this is not going to be a rush job. I'm currently represented, which gives me some space, but I'm not letting comfort slow my pace or my decisions. Upgrading to representation isn't fast, but clarity allows me to stay in motion while I'm building the next phase deliberately. This process isn't about convincing anyone to finally see me. It's about being courageous enough to pursue rooms that already make sense for who I am now. I'm not asking for permission anymore. So in the next video, I'll talk about how this clarity translated into my visual rebrand, how I'm positioning myself now without erasing who I am or where I've been. And I hope you'll follow along. Until next time.